Ben-Hur is a 1959 American epic historical drama film, directed by William Wyler, produced by Sam Zimbalist for Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer and starring Charlton Heston, Stephen Boyd, Jack Hawkins, Hugh Griffith and Haya Harriet. A remake of the 1925 silent film with the same name, Ben-Hur was adapted from Lew Wallace's 1880 novel Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. The screenplay is credited to Carl Tumberg but includes contributions from Maxwell Anderson, N. Berman, Gore Vidal, and Christopher Fry. Ben-Hur had the largest budget as well as the largest sets built of any film produced at the time. Costume designer Elizabeth Haffenden oversaw a staff of 100 wardrobe fabricators to make the costumes, and a workshop employing 200 artists and workmen provided the hundreds of friezes and statues needed in the film. Filming commenced on May 18, 1958 and wrapped on January 7, 1959, with shooting lasting for 12 to 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. Pre-production began at Cinetheatre around October 1957, and post-production took 6 months. Under cinematographer Robert L. Surtees, MGM executives made the decision to film the picture in a widescreen format, which Wyler strongly disliked. More than 200 camels and 2,500 horses were used in the shooting of the film, with some 10,000 extras. The sea battle was filmed using miniatures in a huge tank on the back lot at the MGM Studios in Culver City, California. The 9-minute chariot race has become one of cinema's most famous sequences, and the film score, composed and conducted by Miklos Rozsa, is the longest ever composed for a film and was highly influential on cinema for more than 15 years. Following a $14.7 million marketing effort, Ben-Hur premiered at Loew's State Theatre in New York City on November 18, 1959. It was the fastest-grossing as well as the highest-grossing film of 1959, in the process becoming the second highest-grossing film in history at the time after Gone with the Wind. It won a record 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor in a Leading Role, Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and Best Cinematography, Color, an accomplishment that was not equaled until Titanic in 1997 and then again by The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King in 2003. Ben-Hur also won 3 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Motion Picture, Drama, Best Director and Best Supporting Actor, Motion Picture for Stephen Boyd. Today, Ben-Hur is widely considered to be one of the greatest films ever made, and in 1998 the American Film Institute ranked it the 72nd best American film and the 2nd best American epic film in the AFI's 10 Top 10. In 2004, the National Film Preservation Board selected Ben-Hur for preservation by the National Film Registry of the Library of Congress for being a culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant motion picture. Plot. In AD 26, Judah Ben-Hur is a wealthy prince and merchant in Jerusalem, who lives with his mother, Miriam, his sister, Tirzah, their loyal slave, Simonides, and his daughter, Esther, who loves Judah but is betrothed to another. His childhood friend, the Roman citizen Messala, is now a tribune. After several years away from Jerusalem, Messala returns as the new commander of the Roman garrison. Messala believes in the glory of Rome and its imperial power, while Judah is devoted to his faith and the freedom of the Jewish people. During the parade for the new governor of Judea, Valerius Gratus, some loose tiles fall from the roof of Judah's house. Gratus is thrown from his spooked horse and nearly killed. Although Messala knows this was an accident, he condemns Judah to the galleys and imprisons Miriam and Tirzah. By punishing a known friend and prominent citizen, he hopes to intimidate the Jewish populace. Judah swears to take revenge. After 3 years as a galley slave, Judah is assigned to the flagship of the Roman consul Quintus Arrius, who has been charged with destroying a fleet of Macedonian pirates. Arius admires Judah's determination and self-discipline and offers to train him as a gladiator or charioteer. Judah declines the offer, declaring that God will aid him in his quest for vengeance. When the Roman fleet encounters the Macedonians, Arius orders all the rowers except Judah to be chained to their oars. Arius' galley is rammed and sunk, but Judah unchains the other rowers, and rescues Arius. They are rescued, and Arius is credited with the Roman fleet's victory. Arius successfully petitions Emperor Tiberius to free Judah, and adopts him as his son. Another year passes. Wealthy again, Judah learns Roman ways and becomes a champion charioteer, but still longs for his family and homeland. Ben-Hur returns to Judea. Along the way, he meets Balthazar and an Arab, Sheikh Ilderim. The sheikh has heard of Judah's prowess as a charioteer, and asks him to drive his quadriga in a race before the new Judean governor Pontius Pilate. Judah declines, even after he learns that Messala will also compete. Judah returns to his home in Jerusalem. He meets Esther, and learns her arranged marriage did not occur and that she is still in love with him. He visits Messala and demands his mother and sister's freedom. The Romans discover that Miriam and Tirzah contracted leprosy in prison, and expel them from the city. The women beg Esther to conceal their condition from Judah so that he may remember them as they were before, so she tells him that they died. It is then that he changes his mind and decides to seek vengeance on Messala by competing against him in the chariot race. During the chariot race, Messala drives a chariot with blades on the hubs to tear apart competing vehicles. He attempts to destroy Judah's chariot but destroys his own. Instead, Messala is fatally injured, while Judah wins the race. Before dying, Messala tells Judah that the race is not over, and that he can find his family in the Valley of the Lepers. If you can recognize them. Judah visits the nearby leper colony, where he sees his mother and sister. Blaming Roman rule for his family's fate, Judah rejects his patrimony and Roman citizenship. Learning that Tirzah is dying, Judah and Esther take her and Miriam to see Jesus, but the trial of Jesus before Pontius Pilate has begun. Judah witnesses the crucifixion of Jesus, and Miriam and Tirzah are miraculously healed during the rainstorm following the crucifixion. Judah declares, "And I felt his Jesus's voice take the sword out of my hand." Cast: Charlton Heston as Judah Ben-Hur, Jack Hawkins as Quintus Arius, Haya Harriet as Esther, Stephen Boyd as Messala, Hugh Griffith as Sheikh Ilderim, Martha Scott as Miriam, Kathy O'Donnell as Tirzah, Sam Jaffe as Simonides, Finley Curry as Balthazar and the narrator, Frank Thring as Pontius Pilate, Terence Longden as Drusus, George Ralph as Tiberius Caesar, Andre Morel as Sextus.